Good morning, everyone. It is 7:28 right now. Welcome back to Iowa Live. Lou and Michelle here. And of course, social media is on everybody's mind.
Hashtag this, hashtag that.
When you get up in the morning, what's the first thing a lot of people do? And we're not joking. They'll reach over and they'll pull this out and they'll check their social media to see what kind of things happened as they slept last night.
That's right. And here to talk about things, we have the Social Media Club of Des Moines, and we have Jesse Brown, who's co-executive director. We also have Katie Riley, the programming director, and we're going to talk about, you have an event later today that we want to share with everybody and talk about, you know, what that involves. But first, let's just talk about the Social Club of Des Moines, Social Media Club of Des Moines, because it's a global organization, and
Yes.
we just learned that you guys are the third largest.
Really?
That's right. We're behind Bahrain and Los Angeles, I believe, in terms of our membership. So we're a professional organization, so we're really here for people that do this as their job every day, day in, day out. So to give them education, resources, networking, and just support, because it's a very unique job. And it ranges from, you know, people who are in a corporate setting or government like myself, or maybe like our speaker later, doing this sort of on their own or for a side business, and just runs the whole gamut. But it can be a very exciting yet stressful profession, so it's nice to have that community.
So what was the origin of the creation of the organization here in Des Moines?
I believe we started back in 2008.
Yep, with tweet ups.
With tweet ups. So we actually predated the global organization that's been around 10 years.
And why was that so fascinating? Why was the tweet up so fascinating?
I think it predated both of us,
Yeah.
actually. But
I was still in high school at that point.
and
so.
I was not yet doing social media. But I think it was just that same thing where it was, this is sort of new, and people aren't a new profession really, and so it was just to, you know, pick each other's minds and have somebody to lean on,
because
and figure things
there's a
out.
lot of money at stake here, isn't there? People have to realize that this is a big, major business, isn't it?
Right, and I think a lot of people are coming to realize that as well, that it's just not something that, you know, a kid can do or this or that. It's a true public relations profession.
And organizations are putting more money and more thought into it, and actually wanting people to learn social media and not just do social media, as they used to say.
Yeah, that's
Because
important.
At one time, social media was a little added bonus, maybe a little
Exactly.
something extra you could do as part of your job.
Yep.
And now what you're saying is social media could be your primary
Oh,
job.
absolutely.
Definitely.
Oh, there's a lot of examples of that out there, and it can be of course, very overwhelming, and because there is so much to it, and to be able to utilize it in a way that is beneficial for personal or business. Talk about kind of just how you guys help out different businesses, and is it on an ongoing monthly type of service, or with special events and so forth? Talk about just how you directly impact the local businesses and people.
Well, you were a programming director, so Katie here puts a lot of those things together.
Well, I was just, so we usually try to host at least one event a year, or one event a month, and that is education for anybody to come to. Usually it ranges about $15 for a non-member to come, $10 for a member, and then we try to target students as well, and it's usually only about $5 for them to come.
Okay.
So that's
Or
the
if
main
they're members,
thing.
it's free.
Exactly, yeah. So it's just a great tool, I think. So
Now you said members. Talk about your memberships.
I'll let you do that one.
Well, of course, we encourage people to become members for some of the, you know, perks where they get discounts to attend our events, but also for that global network. If you happen to be in San Francisco for a week on business or something and you want to meet up with some members out there, we can orchestrate that. You can get in our speaker directory, so if you want to go speak about social media in different places, we can hook you up with people that are looking for those sort of things. But it's also, you get information from us on a regular basis, and it's just that community, having that support network that I think is very important.
And you guys have an event later today, and it's really all about, you've got a fabulous guest speaker for it, and it's all about influencer marketing. So talk about that.
So Morgan Tim, she's from the Quad City. She's a 24-year-old. She works at JCPenney's, Olay,
Target, Pantene.
and she just got into it, and businesses started partnering with her. So this influencer phenomenon has really come on, and so we kind of wanted to target that in the Des Moines market and let more of our social media people here learn about it. So it's at
Now,
Bell
where
Hop.
is she based out of?
Quad Cities.
The Quad Cities. So she's one of us.
Yep.
Okay.
Yes.
Yeah. She started this when she was in college. So.
With the blog.
Yep.
Right. And so she's running this full time as well as her own consulting business for social media and websites.
All right. So what kind of person would this be perfect for to attend this event? What kind of person would say, you know what, I need to change my plans. I need to be here today for this. Who are you looking for?
Sure, anybody working in social media in Des Moines, and even if you're not, the hands-on person behind the wheel at Facebook, your Facebook presence or anything, but it's just a growing opportunity, I would say, in advertising, PR. So even if you're not hands-on with social media, it's a great chance to understand why people are using influencer marketing and partnering with people to get their messages out. I say it that way because even if you don't really have something to sell, like a government agency or a nonprofit, it's still a great way to get messages out and connect with people, build relationships.
And that's a big buzzword, right? Influencer.
Right.
So just talk about who is, and can anybody be an influencer, and the marketing that goes along with that, because there's so much of it out there. And then how do you kind of stand out amongst all of it?
So definitely anybody who is thinking about becoming an influencer could come out as well.
It's a tough question.
Basically, it's just that old thing that we've known for so long, that we tend to trust what our neighbors and our friends say more than what an ad says. So it's really just working within now the framework of social media to, work with those, I guess, old-fashioned endorsements, or instead of a basketball player, we have your friend next door who really is into a topic.
Right. Now, does that type of endorsement from like your neighbor have as much influence on what you're going to buy as you mentioned, let's say, a basketball star?
Right.
Does it have as much influence for you or not?
Yeah, that's what we're finding. And for me, I'd like to know somebody who's actually using the product or has lived the experience before
Instead of just
I make a
talking
jump.
about the
Right.
product.
And I think a lot of people are starting, they only promote the products that they like. And if I trust Jessie, I mean, why would I not take it for a grain of salt? And she's,
Most of these influencers don't take on, I guess, clients or projects that they don't see value in themselves.
That they don't believe in.
Right.
What are from an advertiser perspective, what are they looking for from an influencer? Is it the number of followers? Is it the content? Is it a combination of all of that? Talk about just from an advertiser perspective.
I'd say it's a little bit of everything right there. They're looking, obviously, followers. If you have 0, they're probably not going to come out to you.
Send you some free material.
Yeah, exactly. But they're looking for people that are posting all the time, that actually have quality content. So again, it's a little bit of
Now,
everything.
do you help on that too? Do you help on the content part of what you should and should be putting on your posts?
Yeah, we really push best practices, throw an industry term at you. But yeah, working with social media pros to really have the best content that they have, the best approaches they can. And I know Morgan will probably speak a lot to content.
Okay, and what about the different platforms that are available for everybody? There's so many different social media
It's a little
platforms
scary.
now. Yeah, there is. 'Cause it seems like new ones are popping up almost every day.
Exactly.
Are there key ones? Obviously, the Facebooks and the Twitters and the Instagrams. Those are the key ones. Are there any others that we should be aware of or not?
That's the bread and butter, and it really comes down to who you're trying to reach, your audience. If you do have teens, tweens, TikTok is what you should be looking into.
TikTok?
And it scares the rest of us, yes, that are older than they
Download,
are.
delete for me. I got too nervous. I didn't know what to do.
But again, if you're not trying to reach a 16-year-old kid, you don't necessarily have to worry about those things. But if you are trying to reach a 16-year-old kid, you're probably not going to use Facebook to get there.
Now, would the messages be similar on all the platforms that you use, or do you have to customize each message to each platform?
You're generally going to have a different audience on each platform because different types of people are drawn to different platforms for different reasons. So it's really learning about who's using what and what they're looking for from you.
Okay.
So yes, customize for sure.
All right.
This afternoon sounds like a fabulous learning opportunity for everybody. So tell everybody it's starting at 3 o'clock this afternoon. Talk about the details and how to get tickets.
Yeah, it's from, as you can see on the screen, 3 to 5 today at Bellhop, which is downtown in the East Village. Morgan Tim will be here. You can check her out at moslymorgan.com. What are we missing? $15 for non-members, $10 for members, and $5 for students.
And socialmediaclub.org/Des Moines is where you can go to buy tickets.
Okay. And find out more about the Social Media
Yes,
Club.
exactly. We would love for you
And
to be a
become a
member.
member.
Yes,
Exactly.
It's a good organization.
definitely.
Well, thank you, ladies, for being here. We appreciate it, and wish you good luck this afternoon.
Thanks for having us.
All right.